publicity is so important, isn't it? And freshman Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez isn't wanting to settle for viewership of just the Democrats for her new Netflix documentary. Claim your free Trump 2020 hat, just cover ShippingNo. Now she's starting to focus some attention on Trump supporters, as evidenced by the message on her recent tweet. The new documentary is worth a watch, no matter your political persuasion. I'm so glad #Knock Down the House is inspiring people across the political spectrum. At early screenings, even Trump supporters left the film in tears because it's about the power of everyday people. You can see the tweet below. The new documentary is worth a watch, no matter your political persuasion. I'm so glad #Knock Down the House is inspiring people across the political spectrum. At early screenings, even Trump supporters left the film in tears, because it's about the power of everyday people. https://t.co/bijnois of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, @ May 1, 2019. If Trump supporters are crying, I imagine that it's not because the documentary is great. I imagine it's because of the unthinkable notion that such an ignorant oaf with so few qualifications could have garnered so much attention, and so quickly. The documentary, called Knock Down the House, follows the story of 4 separate women who were recruited by the Political Action Committee's Justice Democrats and brand new Congress to run for office against incumbents. Not surprisingly, Ocasio-Cortez and her chief of staff Saikat Chakrabarti have been embroiled in scandal regarding both of these groups, none of which is discussed in the documentary. As reported by the Washington Examiner, Ocasio-Cortez and Chakrabarti have been facing scrutiny for their involvement with the Justice Democrats and an associated PAC called Brand New Congress. The groups, which were founded by Chakrabarti, funneled over $1 million into companies controlled by Chakrabarti between 2016 and 2017, the Washington Examiner first reported earlier this month. The National Legal and Policy Center, a government watchdog group, filed a complaint with the Federal Election Commission requesting an investigation into the unusual arrangement. So if the documentary doesn't tell the real story about Uck's involvement with the political action committees that financed her political career, then what is the storyline? Vote now. Should Representative Omar be removed from office for her anti-Semitism? It creates a fairy tale-like story about the underdog who fights against a seemingly unbeatable foe, of course. As reported by the Daily Beast, in addition to charting Ocasio-Cortez's historic campaign, the documentary traces a personal arc as she gains confidence in her message and her candidacy. At first, Ocasio-Cortez is fighting an uphill battle, and doesn't seem quite convinced that she's the person to do it. Knock Down the House doesn't sugarcoat just how hard it is to come up against a Democratic powerhouse like Joe Crowley. No established New York Democrat would risk upsetting Crowley, who hasn't faced a primary challenger in 14 years. Just to get on the ballot, Ocasio-Cortez explains, they'll need to collect far more than the 1,250 signatures that are technically required. Oh, the drama. More than 1,250 signatures? Let's come back to reality for a second. Isn't this the race that Nancy Pelosi recently implied was a joke? Vote now. Do you agree with Trump's strong support for the Second Amendment? She seemed to indicate that any Democrat could have won against Joe Crowley in this race in her comments made at the London School of Economics. When we won this election, it wasn't in districts like mine or Alexandria's, and she's a wonderful member of Congress, I think all of our colleagues will attest. But those are districts that are solidly Democratic. She picks up a glass of water to make her point. This glass of water would win with a D next to its name in those districts. You don't say, Nancy. A glass of water could have won? So who's telling the truth? The documentary or Pelosi? Was it a miraculous win against a powerhouse, or was it simply a matter of putting a body that breathed on the ballot? What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comment box below. Related, Donald Trump slapped Nancy Pelosi with a lawsuit that made her head spin. Related, Clinton-connected Dem arrested for horrifying crimes against young children. You might like Let's Block Ads. Why?